Okay, what's going on, everybody? So we're going to go through the MFD keybinds. It really needed its own video because there is a lot to it. So that's why I'm making a separate video for it. So we're going to go through that now. Okay, so first thing we're going to look at, we're going to open this up, and I'm going to be binding everything to my gamepad just to make life a little easier for me and not having to deal with the sticks. So what we're going to have here on your very first one, and Keybinds vehicles is the third one down, is where your MFDs are. And then we have all this. And it's not quite as much as it may seem off the bat, but it is quite a bit, even still. So the first thing you have is MFD cycle page short and long press. You have forwards and you have backwards. So really this is just two things. The only difference is it's a short press on your keybind or a long press. Okay, so we're going to set one for cycle page forward. Okay, I'm going to do one for cycle page backwards. Okay, so we're going to start with this one. Now, when we go back to our ship, every ship has a primary monitor. And as far as I can determine, correct me if I'm wrong, but I have not found a way to change your primary monitor. I think that is just set for the ship. And for the Constellation, it is the top left MFD over here. So that's our primary. Now you see, that's what that does. That's why cycle page forward, cycle page backwards. So that's that keybind. Okay. So now, if I wanted to change one of these, right? If I wanted to move one of these screens, you might be thinking, well, you would just select the monitor, right? Click on it. That's not the case. So I can go to self status, click this, hit buttons. Interacting with the screen with your mouse does not now put us on this MFD down here. The one that we cycle through is still the main one because the keybinds doesn't care what you touch with your mouse last. It's all done through keybinds. So let me show you how to move the active, we'll call that the active MFD around, for lack of a better word. Okay, so going back here, now this is MFD movement. This is gonna be how you control what your cycle page keybind works on. Okay, so we're gonna do up, and I'm just gonna use my left stick on my gamepad for this, and I'm just gonna do short presses. There's our movement down. Here's our movement left, and our movement right. All short presses. Okay, so we got our right and left up here for the cycle of the page, and then for the movement of what MFD we are on, those are keybound up, down, left, right. Okay, so now if you look at this monitor, or I'm sorry, MFDs, everything is blue at the bottom where it says self status right here. That's going to be kind of the default color, and it's going to be different for different ships. For this particular one, the one that is grayed out is going to be the one you're on. If I move it away, now it's blue. That means we're not on that one. So when it's gray, I know that kind of seems backwards, and it might be. I mean, this is still PTU, so it can be updated. I've been in a couple different ships, and it's not really the same for them. I mean, you can tell which one it is, but the colors are going to be different. So yeah. So now we'll look. That's the active monitor up there. Cycle my pages. Now I'm going to hit down. See, I hit down. Now we're on this monitor. And now we can cycle this page. Now I'm going to hit right. And this is the keybinds I made when I said up, down, left, right. That's the keybinds we just made. So now I'm going to hit right. And you can see that lit up green right there at the bottom of that MFD. And now we can cycle this page. Okay, now let's look up at this one. See how that's blue and that's gray. I'm going to press up because that's the keybind. And now we can cycle this page. So that's how you determine what your, air quote, your active monitor is. I don't know of a better word than active, or MFD. I keep calling them monitors. MFD. Okay, so go back to keybinds, and we will go to the next one. And now you have select primary. And all this does is you can have a keybind to just if you're on a different screen to go to that primary screen. So we will just make this left bumper. Will that be okay? Yeah. Current active monitor is this one right here. So that's our current active monitor. And now we made a keybind to go to the primary, which should be this one up here in the left with the shields. So if I hit that keybind, there it is. Now it's on that one. And no matter what screen I'm on, if I go and make this one our current screen we're on, I hit that primary keybind button, which I made as left trigger, and now we're on that. It jumps to it. So that's that keybind. Okay, so for this one, we're going to be underneath the keyboard and mouse settings just because I was having issues with my controller for some reason for this one. But this one is the MFD left and right cast. So that is these. There's 4 of them, but it's just 2 options. By default, it's left Alt Q and left Alt E. And what it is what is cast to your helmet that you're wearing. So as you can see, the only things that we're able to actually see is our self status and our target, and we can switch between those. Now, if we keep scrolling, it kind of has some words up here, but I can't make it out. So I don't know if it's actually trying to go through all the other screens that we have or not. But that is its intention, is to change what is on your visor display. Okay, so next is quite a lot. It's going to be select MFD 1 through 10 is what that's going to have on here. And this would just be so you can go jump directly to that MFD. So that would be 10 keybinds you would have. We'll just set up a few here. We'll just do 4. I'm just going to make it left stick 1, 2, and I believe 1 is going to be by default. I believe 1 is still going to be your primary. And 4. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 short presses. Okay. Okay, so now we've got our keybind set, and we can jump directly to the keybinds that we have set here. Now, for each ship, it may be different. I believe it is different. You'll have to figure out which one of your MFDs is 1, 2, 3, and 4. To know which one it's going to go to. But that is what it will do. So instead of having to go up, down, left, right, you just hit the corresponding keybind to take you directly to that screen. Then you can change your pages with your change page button. Okay, so lastly what we have is set page keybind. And what that is going to do for whatever your active MFD is, you can set a keybind to go directly to that page. So if you want it to be the self status or target, scanning, or vehicle scanning, or let's just say communications, all those all short presses. So there's our keybinds, and that will take you directly to that page instead of having to cycle through it. And you got all these resource network, diagnostics, IFCS, and communications, vehicle configuration, scanning. Okay, yep, so we can just hit our keybind. There's target, communication, scanning, target. So for me, what I have that set as is just up on my stick for target, down is communications, right is scanning, left is self-status. And it will do that for each of your screens. So if we look down here, I see where my screen is. Here we go. So look at this one. Up is going to be target, down communications, right scanning, left self-status. So it's just a quick way to get your information brought up so you don't have to cycle through everything. I can see that being very beneficial. Me personally, I'm going to have all this wrote down somewhere until I can remember it. But I do like that. That's cool being able to get over to your page without having to scroll through. You just hit your keybind. Okay, yeah, that about does it for the keybinds. Like I said, that's just what I've kind of picked up in the last day. Certainly, if you have any suggestions for everybody, definitely put that down below. That's always there's always more than one way to do something. I definitely see macros being good for this in the future. The keypads. My guess is there's going to be quite a bit coming from Game Glass. Is just my personal guess. I can see Game Glass having some real cool features for this. Not necessary, but you know that is what they do. So I could definitely see them making some companion apps for this particular setup we have option to us now. But yeah, leave a comment if you got any other suggestions for everybody, and y'all have a good one. See ya.